Yes.
Welcome back, guys. We are so glad to see our friend Leslie Norman with To Be Organized. She comes from Branson, and boy, I'm just going to say, I could use her help. How about you?
I definitely can, because I would like for her to see what I've tried to do and then tell me what I did wrong.
And wouldn't you like to hear her say, I see what you're trying to do there?
Yes.
Leslie.
I appreciate that.
Nice to see you this morning. Do you think part of the being unorganized, I think for me, is that I'm so busy that I just fling things. I don't have time to put them up.
Well, and I think all of us are busy. I mean, I think saying busy is an excuse is just too far. I think what it's setting up that system from the beginning so that you can contain and be organized the whole time.
So you have to set up time to be organized. That's the problem.
You got to start that way. So like when we do moves, when we pack people up and unpack them, our process is, we get everything out of a box, but then we're going to set up every area so that it's organized from the beginning. There's the containers are pretty, but what we want to bring in is that calm, that sense of knowing where everything is, that you feel inspired in your space, not the chaos, not the dysfunction, not the frustration that you get from when it's unorganized.
So what I'm hearing is, once you're organized, there's no excuse not to keep it organized, but you have to take that time initially to then take this and put it back in that, because it has a place to live.
Well, and a lot of people tell me, oh, I'm organized, and I walk in and like you, well, yeah, you're organized, but you're not to be organized. And so you create something that works for now, but not something that can sustain for 6 months from now. Did you clear out the stuff that you've never used? I mean, how many jumpers cables do you have for your car? You have 2 cars. Why do you have 4 sets of jumper cables? Those sorts of things, trying to get that extra out of our lives, because all of us have too much. Like a closet that's cram-packed full of clothes, and you walk in and you're like, I don't have anything to wear. Yeah. Well, same thing happens in a pantry. A pantry that is overflowing, you're not going to be able to find what you want.
I think this is the problem. So it's the whole thing, which comes first. First of all, the be organized comes first, and then even if you're busy, you can stay organized. But you got to carve that time out.
You've got to carve the time out, and that's where having a professional come in and help you. I mean, it's extra sets of hands, and it gives you a different sight, of seeing how it is. I don't know if I told you before, but my degree in college was engineering, so people call me the Tetris Queen because I see things differently, and I can lay it out, and I bring my little sheet that has where everything's supposed to go. This time of year, we see it's really important to get your pantry organized because you're going to start entertaining a lot. You have people coming in from out of your house. So number one, knowing your levels. If I showed up and I am going to make pie and I find out I have half a cup of carrot syrup and I need 2 cups. Well, if I knew my level, then I could have purchased what I needed. Or even worse, I pull out my sweetened condensed milk and find out it's expired by 2 years. So, in the middle of cooking with all your family, is that what you want to do, is run to the grocery store?
Right.
So what's the solution to that?
So when we pull everything out of the pantry, we look at all the expiration dates. You have to draw a line in the sand. If something is expired in your pantry, it's been in your pantry for longer, probably more than a year, which means you're not using it. So all it's doing is taking up real estate and making it cluttered in there. So by taking it out and opening up so you can see the rest of your food that's in there, there are a lot of people say, oh, expiration dates don't mean anything. Well, they do. They mean that you haven't used it.
That is
a great way to think
about it. So
about
get it out of there. The second thing would be, my memories of Thanksgiving is cooking with my grandma. So when other visitors come into your home, that you can go in and say, hey, grab the basket that is labeled baking.
Right.
And they can just grab that basket and bring it in. And, it's a lot easier to carry this in. I don't know, I saw your schnitzel episode the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And all the stuff that was on the back table, I'm like, they need a basket that they can just carry in a basket and set it down. So containing it like items together and then creating those stations in a pantry that all your baking's going to be together to find it,
where to go.
Oh, and look, this baking soda's even labeled.
Oh, that's so good.
The bigger question that a lot of people say is to decant or not to decant. So decanting would be taking it out of its original packaging.
Right. I do it with flour and sugar.
Yeah.
I put it in a canister. Yeah.
And it always depends on, what the family is. If you're empty nesters, I'm not going to put 16 snack containers in your pantry because you're never going to go through it. But if you're a family of 5 and you're going through snacks, I'm going to put those in there. We have a lot of people that just do individual snacks, so containing them in a basket, I mean, how much nicer does that look versus the Sam's Club box sitting on your shelf?
Yeah.
Totally, yes.
Yeah. And, you know your level. Like Sam's Club box, I don't know that I'm at the bottom until I get to the bottom.
Exactly. Leslie, can people hire you?
Yes, they can. We have, you can go to our website, which is tobe-organized.com. We are actually a national company. We have 16 locations across the country. I actually live here in Springfield, but I go all over the Ozarks. So next Friday, I've got a pantry. We've got a shed that we're doing next week. I feel like there's another area that we're hitting in someone's house. But
nice.
In November, we start putting up Christmas for people. So now's the time to try to get this in.
So, okay, wait, for Christmas, here's the thing I love too. So for Christmas, you can help put it up, and then when it's time to take it down, you can come back and organize it when you repack it.
Yes.
Because that's the key right there, is taking the time to actually reorganize your Christmas when you pack it up for the next year.
Yeah, to not just throw it at you.
Yeah, that is so true. It's, you know, you can get in that habit of just like, oh, that can go anywhere, you know, but then you don't know where anything's at when you're trying to re-put it back up.
You know, a big thing with Christmas decorations is that when it is the end of the season and you realize, I didn't put this out. You know, we have one client, actually 2 clients that have it, did not use in 2021. And so if we don't use that and pull it out in 2022, that's a good sign that we can probably let that go. So.
Do you ever play tug of war with people?
A little bit, but once you start with the easy things. So sometimes a pantry is an easy place to start with our clients because it's not, you know,
it's not emotionally attached.
You're not
to
sentimental about the almonds.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true.
So when we can start getting them to make decisions about, you know, where things go and what they need to be keeping, you know.
You've inspired me to clean out my cake decorating cabinet. I have tubes of icing and things in there that I've had. Because I'm like, what if I do have a cake decorating cabinet.
That was on my vision board this year for my daughter and I, and we haven't quite gotten
Well, just
there.
make sure it's organized, and you're the person to do it.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So good to see you. Come back anytime.
Okay.
Call her and hire her right now. When we come back, we're going to get your fan connection answers to our Halloween costumes. I can't wait to see what people said.
Me too.
I don't even know.
We'll be back. I need your card.
Okay.